Hey guys, welcome back to Why Wait. I'm Chris, and today we want to just do a quick video on the walk-around process that we do every time we stop, whether it's for fuel, a rest stop, really just any chance you get. Anytime you stop, I recommend doing this. Once you get it down, it should only take about 60 seconds when you know what you're looking for, because if you can catch a small problem before it turns into a big problem, you're probably going to end up saving a lot of time, money, and who knows what else going down the road. So this is a really important thing. Now we're leaving a campground right now, and I have a checklist on my phone, a hitching checklist, and all that is crossed off. But once that's all done, I still go around and do a full walk around and check everything. It's going to be the same walkthrough process that I would do if I was at a fuel stop right now. So we're just going to walk you through it, some of the quick things to look for in case you don't know, some things you may not think about, and the reasons why we do them. So come on. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll start right on the driver's side of the truck as if I was getting out of the truck, fueling up, and I'll start right here with the hitch. Now obviously everybody's hitch is going to be different, so what you're looking for is going to be different, but depending on your connection process, whether you have a Reese Goose box like we do or a traditional fifth wheel hitch, you want to go through and check everything in the bed of your truck. So with us, a few things we want to check on is we always want to make sure that it's in the lock position. We want to make sure that we have a padlock on there for secondary precaution, make sure it doesn't come up off the ball. I want to check my chains, make sure they still look good, make sure nothing's bound up. And then you want to make sure nothing in the back of your truck has moved around, shifted, and is going to get in the way of your hitch or create some problems. So those are a few things you want to check on. And again, everybody's hitch is going to be different depending on if you have a standard fifth wheel or any kind of hitch. You kind of know what you're looking for. A few things that are pretty universal is going to be your breakaway cable and your 7-way pin connector. Make sure that looks okay. Make sure, again, nothing's shifted. Make sure nothing's come disconnected or anything like that. So that's where I usually like to start. And then one other thing I like to do is with our truck, again, I like to check the handle right here. That we have the B&W turnover ball hitch underneath there. That's something that somebody could easily come by and just pull out. There is no lock on that. So anytime I go into a rest area or go to use the bathroom, I come back and make sure that that handle is still pushed all the way in case somebody was messing with it. I give my truck tires a quick look. There's usually not too much to check there. We do have a tire pressure monitor system, which is going to, obviously check for any kind of leaks and overheating, but it's still a good idea just to get a quick visual inspection and maybe something strange under there that you just may catch. It takes a few seconds. Make sure that my tailgate is still good, and then I just give a look under here. Everything looks good. As I come back down the camper, I'll check my jacks, make sure none of the jacks have come down. With these hydraulic jacks, it's actually kind of common for once in a while for a jack or two just to slowly start coming down. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. Check your feet, make sure they still look good. Move around. I want to check all my doors, make sure all my doors are still locked, closed, nothing came open, latches are good. I look at my slide outs real quick, just check. Slide outs, they can come out going down the road. Not very common, but it can happen, so I make sure everything looks good with that. As I move down, I check my water heater, make sure it's still good, everything's closed, latched. Just give a visual inspection, look for anything that's off. As I come down, check your sewer hose cap. Again, check your jacks, your feet, work our way down. Then when I get back here to the tires, again, if you don't have a tire pressure monitor system, that should be the first thing you buy before you ever start towing. It's going to give you a heads up and a warning of anything that's going wrong, whether it's heat, too much pressure, too little pressure. But even with that said, I still come over here and I give a quick visual inspection, make sure there's no bubbling on here, make sure my tread wear is even, make sure the tread wear doesn't look uneven. You can feel these for heat, you can feel the hubs for heat, just in case your tire pressure monitor system isn't working. Check my valve stems real quick. The tires look good. One of the biggest things you can do is after that is check your leaf springs and your leaf spring hangers. Check to see, you may not even know, you may have broken a leaf spring and sometimes you wouldn't even know it under there. It's happened to us a few times. Now we have a new system under here. We have the Roadmaster slipper spring system. So we really don't have to worry about that as much, but I still check the leaf springs. You can see if there's any visual signs of cracks in them. Sometimes a good sign of that would be rust. You may see if there has been a crack in your leaf spring and it's been there for a little while and it hasn't quite broken yet. You may see some rust starting to appear where the crack is at. But I go ahead and I pop my head under there and I just visually look at my axles, my leaf springs, my hangers, just look for anything that is strange, off, bent, out of whack, out of proportion, because you're going to catch that disaster. Well, you're going to catch the disaster before it becomes a major disaster. Again, this is the area that you want to really take your time and just check out the most, because this is where your biggest problems are going to happen. They're going to create the biggest disaster. So get under there, kind of, learn, know what to look for, check it out when it looks good. So that way, if anything looks off, because you've been under here numerous times, you know what it's supposed to look like. So sometimes the leaf springs shift and things like that. It's all stuff that you should be able to tell, because always doing these inspections, so you know when something is off and not looking right. Then I come up here, I just quick check my fridge covers right here, make sure nothing's loose, make sure all that's nice and tight. Check your back feet, check your slides. We've actually had a problem with the top of this slide out. The D-seal on the top has been known to actually start coming off the track and sliding out. So I visually inspect that, make sure it's good. We seem to have fixed that. As you walk around to the back, depending on what you got going on back here, a lot of us have bike racks, e-bikes, things like that. That's definitely something that you want to check down for the tightness. Check the tightness, check your hitch where it's on your bumper, and then don't forget to check your sewer hoses right here. If you guys come down here, if you want to zoom in on this, this is a neat little thing right here. This actually is a custom product that we have from a company called Metal Mail. He makes customized, fabricated signs and things like that. These are great because you just pull these pins, this opens up, it stays in there nice and secure, unlike those flimsy plastic ones that have warp over time. They've been known to fall out. Sewer hoses go flying out. See it all the time on Instagram. So I'll put a link to those if you guys want to check this out. It's a great company. These are a neat product. You got Bigfoot here. He's got a few different designs. He can do some custom work. They're just kind of fun. They're neat, and they're a lot more secure than the rubber squeeze ones that we used to have on there. Walking around, I just check my ladder real quick. My backup camera, make sure all that looks good. No wires hanging, everything's quick. I walk right back around. It's pretty much the same thing on this side. I go through the slide out. I check my awnings, make sure the awnings still look like they're secure. We actually do a little zip tie thing right here with the awnings, because crazy enough, we had an awning actually come out driving down the road. The whole awning ripped out of the camper, ripped the bolts out, flew on top of the camper. It was pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. We weren't even using the awnings for like 5 days worth of travel. We had not even put them out. On the last day we were traveling, it just decided to come out going down the road over a big bridge. So check your awnings, make sure they look, secure and like they're in or not showing any signs of starting to come out. Finish up with the tires and wheels on this side and everything over here. Give it a good look. Make sure your door is still locked and this is closed. I've seen some people actually have problems with doors always opening. I don't know how that happens, but I've seen that a few times on social media with the doors flying open, which is strange to me. And then I just finish up, check everything off, check the windows. That's another thing you want to look at. People, if you don't tighten your windows down tight enough when you leave, windows are known to fly open sometimes and pop open. That's going to cause them to break. I check my baggage doors, make sure they're locked. Propane, feet, finish up. Just give a visual inspection on this side of the truck. And that's it, guys. You're usually good to go. Quick walkthrough. If you kind of have a system down, you kind of know what you're looking for, and you just make a habit of doing this all the time, it doesn't delay you. It doesn't take long. I usually hook up my fuel while the truck is fueling. I can usually do this walk around, come back, and the truck is still fueling, and I'm done. Trust me, the few times that I've forgotten to do it, or I'm in a rush and I'm like, oh, we take off and we get back on the road, I'm like, I didn't do a walk around. And I'm like, why did I not do that? They would have took 60 seconds. I might have found something. I might have found a nail in the tire that hasn't registered yet. I might have found a bad leaf spring. I might have found something just, I did not notice. If I would have taken the time, next thing you know, it's going to fly off going down the road, create an accident, create a major problem or something like that. So just take your time. It's worth it. Any rest area, anytime you fuel up, and just in general, anytime we stop. Even if we just pull over on the side of the road so somebody can use the bathroom, I'm going to do my walk around, because it's the only time you're going to catch something. You don't want to wait till you're going down the road for it to happen. So guys, get out there, stay safe on the road, start your full-time RV adventure, because why wait? We'll see you guys next time.